the Ohio Veteran. Hey, welcome to our event today, the Ohio Veteran Outreach Webinar. Today we are hoping each and every one of you attending today will get a tidbit or some sort of information that you'll walk away with that will help you in your life, either personally or with your business. Today we're going to talk mainly about federal and state certifications and programs that are out there for veterans. We have a great lineup today of speakers. Both of your senators are participating in this event today. They find it very important, so they both have donated their some time and their staff time to this today. So with that, I will let Karen take that away. Karen Weibel, please go ahead with our first speaker.
Great, thanks, Sharon. Tom, do you want to go ahead and speak before I play the video? We have Tom White with us, who's a representative of Senator Sherrod Brown's office.
I can say a few words after the video. That works for you.
Sure does. Then I'm going to go ahead. Sherrod Brown, Senator Sherrod Brown, recorded a video for us today and as a greeting to our veteran entrepreneurs. And I'm going to go ahead and share. Hello. Share that. Give me 1 second. I'm having technical difficulties, doesn't it figure? All right, now all right, I'm going to try this again.
I'm Sherrod Brown. It's an honor to represent Ohio veterans in the United States Senate. Thank you to the Ohio University Apex Accelerator for connecting veteran entrepreneurs and small business owners with the kind of information and resources they need on how to grow your businesses. I encourage every veteran-owned business to get certified through the SBA, the Small Business Administration, and take advantage of the GSA donation program. It provides veteran-owned businesses with the essentials that you need to operate at little to no cost, things like vehicles and equipment and computers. Ohio has a proud tradition of service. We have the 6th largest veteran population of any state in the country, close to 1 million veterans. We're here to serve you. I have a dedicated team of caseworkers on my staff in Ohio who deal exclusively with veterans issues. If you have an issue with the VA or with getting the SBA loan or any federal agency, email casework@brown.senate.gov. We are here to help you. We've done it lots of times. We want to continue to. I'm proud to be the longest serving Ohioan ever on the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee. We keep the politics out of that committee. We get things done. Things like the Heath Robinson PACT Act, which is the largest expansion of benefits for veterans exposed to toxins in our country's history, named after an Ohioan, Heath Robinson, who lost his life because of that exposure that he had in serving our country. The best ideas don't come from Washington, they come from Ohio, including that one. We've been doing veterans roundtables for years. Recently, I've traveled around Ohio to hear from veterans who are exposed to those harmful toxins during their service and to get the word out about the PACT Act. We passed the PACT Act last year. Enrollment began in January. Since then, we've heard hundreds of stories. We've seen thousands of Ohio veterans sign up for the health care and the benefits which they earned and which they are owed. Veterans and their families can get more information for the PACT Act at va.gov/PACT, P-A-C-T. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifices. Please reach out to us if you ever need assistance.
And thank you to Senator Brown. Tom White from Senator Brown's office. Would you like to say a few words?
Certainly. So I'm Tom White. I'm the military and veteran liaison for the senator's office. I'm in Columbus, but I cover the whole state. So if you ever need anything, I'll put my contact information in the chat below. I can travel anywhere within the state to meet you for a meeting or help you with any assistance as well, and connect you with our caseworkers if you need. A little background about us as well. So the senator mentioned the roundtable. So we ended up connecting with Karen through this because of a roundtable. One of the veteran-owned businesses that she was helping came to one of our roundtables with an issue, and we talked to them and they connected us here. So it's some of the great work that we've been doing with our roundtables is to work in other sectors as well. So I'd like to thank Karen and her team for putting on a great event, and hopefully this is really helpful to everybody. And once again, if you need anything, we're here for you. So please reach out. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tom. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Stephen Cook, who's representative from Senator J.D. Vance's office. Stephen, take it away.
Good morning, everybody. Well, that's definitely a tough act to follow. It's always the senator does such a spectacular job when he speaks, and it's first off, I want to say it's an extreme pleasure to be able to participate in this event. Thank you to the Ohio University Apex Accelerator and the rest of the group for extending an invitation. Senator Vance sends his sincere appreciation for allowing us the opportunity to just kind of explain a little bit about what it is I do. As my colleague mentioned, he is the Military and Veterans Outreach Coordinator. I am also in that same role just for Senator Vance's office. And we do quite a bit of the exact same type of stuff. My role is to make sure that veterans that are interested in SBA or maybe are already involved and are having difficulties connecting with agencies and organizations, that we help facilitate bridging those gaps and making sure that any difficulties that they're having are addressed and everything. Senator Vance, as a Marine Corps veteran, small business, SBA, all of that's very important to him. He understands the significance that, Ohio veterans have made, not only in service, but after their service, as small business owners. And we want to make sure that any veteran that is wanting to start a business or is trying to grow a business has those resources available to them. So as my colleague mentioned, I'm going to also share my contact information in the chat box. So if anybody has any questions or anything like that, or needs assistance in making sure that they're being connected with particular agencies or organizations, we are more than happy to try to help in any way that we can. But again, thank you for allowing our office the opportunity to participate.
We're honored to have both senators' offices here today. Thank you for spending your time with our veteran community here today. Next up, we're going to have the state of Ohio, Mr. Donald Stinson from the state of Ohio, and I'm going to pull up your presentation, Mr. Stinson.
Righty, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Bring you greetings from Director Mihalik and our chief, Monica Womack, with regards to our state certification. Again, my name is Donald Stinson, Business Certification Manager with the state of Ohio, and we process veteran-friendly business enterprise application requests for certification. Veteran-friendly business enterprise, the state of Ohio's VFBE program establishes procedures for applying a preference to bids or proposals for state contracts. The program is an ethnicity and gender neutral program that provides price preference for proposal bonus points to certify companies that compete in the contract with the state to supply the goods or services it needs, including eligible construction services. Qualifications for our VFBE certification. At least 51% of the business is owned by a veteran or persons on active service. At least 51% of the board of directors or veteran persons in active service. Businesses are certified by the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs as a service-disabled veteran-owned small business or veteran-owned small business, and owner meets the definition veteran. Another caveat is that at least 10% of the business employees are veterans or active service. Therefore, out of these four components, only one of them must be met. VFB supporting documents that are acceptable are your DD 214 or 15, United States Uniform Identification Card, DD Form 2, United States Department of Veteran Affairs Identification Card, United States Department of Defense Military Identification, Ohio driver's license with Armed Forces logo, or National Guard Bureau Form 22, or any other official documentation verifying the status. Supporting documents. At least 51% of the business is owned by a veteran person in active service. The following documents are required. Form 1040, your personal taxes, or Schedule C. If your business is a corporation, then your stock certificate, stock journal, or journal. If the business is a liability company, unit certificate, unit journal. And if your business is a partnership, partnership agreement. Those are the supporting documents that go along with the previously mentioned documentation. This is the documents that will be needed if at least 10% of your employees are in the business, are employees of the business. Last 4 quarters of the unemployment compensation quarterly report, known as the 941 form. List of all activity, full and part-time employees listed by name, length of service, hire date, termination date for the previous 12 months. Any of the above information is acceptable for us. If your business is a corporation and is not owned by veteran persons of active service, does not have a workforce of 10%, which are veterans or active service, must submit a recent meeting minutes that indicate current directors or a director's roster. If a certified business is a U.S. veteran, any of the above notified acceptable records verifying veteran status is acceptable. VFB certification produces benefits. These are the benefits. Free advertisement, which means that on our website, we'll have, you can go to our website and go to locate your certified businesses, and you'll see your name listed there as a certified VFBE. Electronic bid notifications. Once you're certified with us, you'll be registered in the Ohio Buys, or you have to register and make sure that you're registered with Ohio Buys to receive those electronic bid opportunities. Recognized both publicly and privately throughout the nation. In other words, our certification is known throughout. Access to capital. That's something that's been in discussions for the possibility, and as already previously stated by previous presenters. Validation that the company is legit and operational in the state of Ohio. It also has the opportunity for joint venture opportunities and certification logos marking that you're registered with the state of Ohio. Those are just a few of the many benefits that's available to veteran friendly business enterprises. Procurement opportunity, as mentioned, invitation to bid, prices on bids submitted by certified VBEs to exceed those prices on bids submitted by the business are not certified as VBE by up to 5%. In other words, VFBEs can be bid up to 5% higher than the lowest bid. Request for proposal. Scores on proposals submitted by veteran-friendly businesses to be up to 5% of the available points, lower than the possible scores submitted by businesses not certified as VFBEs. Next steps to being certified as a VFBE: complete a unified application through the Ohio Business Gateway and provide the supporting documents mentioned earlier. Upload the supporting documents. Please allow 24 to 48 hours for our division to receive the application internally. Once received, a team member will review, and a certification email letter will be sent to the listed business email address. Thank you for your service. Should you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or email, and I will gladly assist you in this process. Are there any questions?
I have a couple for you, Mr. Stinson.
Okay.
About how long does the application process take currently for people who are any of these businesses that are interested in applying for the certification?
When it comes to VFBE, it's pretty quick because of all we do is look at the documentation that you submit. And as long as you're a veteran, it gets done pretty quickly. I purposely try not to give a time frame exactly because of the workload of our staff. And so what I will say is that it doesn't take as long as the other certifications. So it gets done pretty quickly.
Okay, and I have another question. We were talking about the LLCs. This is a question we get a lot. If it's a sole member LLC and they don't have stock certificates or things or stock ledgers because it's a sole member LLC, is there any other documentation that you would accept for that?
What we do is we have forms that is considered forms that we provide. So we provide for LLCs, we provide unit membership certificates and journal. And for corporations, we provide stock forms and journal for applicants to complete.
Awesome. And then my last question that I had, you were talking about other states having a reciprocity on your certification. Is that, do you have a listing? Is it a lot of states? Do you know what states those are? Is it too many to mention?
Actually, that's up to that individual state. Usually our certifications are recognized, even though we don't have reciprocal agreements with other states when it comes to our certification. But when they use our certification, let's just say that somebody is wanting to bid on a contract in Maryland. What we will do is, what will happen is Maryland will contact us, and then we will send our verification document letting Maryland know that they are a certified veteran-friendly business enterprise. So that's what that's referring to as an opportunity to do contracting with reciprocal states.
Thank you for that. It was helpful to clarify things for me on the program. I greatly appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. And I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to share the state's VFBE certification.
Very exciting. Next up, we're moving right along in our agenda today. Next up, we have Ms. Shonda Harris from the Columbus District SBA office.
Good morning, everyone. And am I sharing my screen here? Pull up.
Yep, you've got it.
All right, let me put it in presentation, and I will turn off my camera while I'm presenting. All right. We should be at the beginning. Again, good morning, everyone. I do want to thank the Apex Accelerator team for having us present today. And as Karen mentioned, my name is Shonda Harris, and I'm actually a business opportunity specialist with the SBA Columbus District Office. And I am also the veteran representative for our office. And so today's presentation is just going to be on just a brief overview of the SBA's Veteran Small Business Certification Program, also known as VET certification or VetCert. And I did kind of put in red, as you can see, it's for federal government contracting. And I just want to clarify that I'm thankful for Mr. Stinson's presentation. Those of you that are interested in doing business with the state of Ohio, and that veteran certification is good for the state and you doing business with the state. And the things that I'm going to be presenting is if you're interested in doing business at the federal government level. This is just some information about our office. Again, I'm with the Columbus District Office. We cover 60 of Ohio's 88 counties. And then we do also have a district office up in the Cleveland area. Here's just a brief agenda of kind of what we'll go over again today. It is just a general overview about the program. We will not necessarily go into all of the specific documentation that's required and kind of step by step. However, hopefully we do have a commitment from our SBA headquarters team that will be able to provide a more detailed presentation on the actual certification process, probably sometime in the next fiscal year, once we get into October. So again, we'll just kind of do a brief overview, kind of go over briefly. We won't go over all of the policy highlights, to just highlight a couple of them, some of the eligibility requirements, the application process flow, a few demo slides, and then if there are any questions, we'll take those. And then there's a points of contact and more information sheet that we'll have at the end. All right. The Veteran Small Business Certification Program, as a result of the National Defense Act of 2021, previously the veteran evaluation and certification process was with the Department of the VA. But as a result of the National Defense Act of 2021, that process had to be transferred to the SBA, and it was done so on January 1st, 2023. And so now the SBA established the Veteran Small Business Certification Program, also known as VetCert, and it is the government-wide certification program for the federal government. Won't necessarily go over additional information regarding the final rules that are published, but if you do get the presentation, you can definitely look that up. And ever since the program was transitioned in January, they did start accepting applications on January 9th. All right, just a few policy highlights. I'm not going to go over these in depth, but just a couple of things to note that are noteworthy. Because the process was transitioned at the beginning of January, we do allow the those that, I think this is on the next slide, the Veterans First Contracting Authority was not, it did not affect what the VA was doing. And so as a result of the certification that was in place, if you are a service-disabled veteran-owned small business, the SDVOSV, you do have to be certified by the SBA to be eligible for what are called sole source contracts, or what's considered a direct award, or a set-aside contract, if a contract is set aside for the service-disabled veteran-owned certification from any federal agency. And that SDVOSV certification, federal agencies have a goal of 3%. At least 3% of their contracting activities should be going to service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses. With the veteran certification system, it is maintained by the SBA at SBA headquarters. I am in a district office, so the actual program is handled. There's actually an SBA, there's a team that was actually transferred from the VA that actually handles the certification process. And so they do maintain that for both service-disabled, veteran-owned small businesses and veteran-owned small businesses as it relates to applying and also reapplying. Joint ventures when two companies come together, and like a marriage of two companies, the SBA does not process joint ventures for veterans. They do it for companies that are 8A certified, but not for veterans. There is the reciprocal veteran certification program, does provide reciprocal certification for businesses with remaining eligibility in the WOSB or 8A program. So if you were already had a certification as a woman-owned small business, or you already have a certification as an 8A small business, where if you're economically and socially disadvantaged, if you have those certifications, then if you're also a veteran, then the SBA will consider that as a reciprocal certification, and you can receive your veteran-owned or your service-disabled veteran-owned certification. Just a couple other policy highlights. This is the one I was thinking on the other screen. There is a 1-year extension because the program was transferred to SBA on January 1st. If a company was certified prior to January 1st, 2023, then that company automatically will receive a 1-year extension to their program term. So companies that get certified as veteran-owned or service-disabled veteran-owned, it's a 3-year certification. So if you certify prior to January 1st, you do get an additional year. So that 1 year is considered a grace period. And so beginning in January 2024, right now with that 1 year grace period, you are allowed to do self-certifications. But once January 2024 comes around, you do have to go through the actual certification process on the SBA's website. And certification will not be for specific NAICS codes. NAICS codes, North American Industry Classification System, actually identifies the industry for whatever industry, goods, or services that your company may provide. It will not necessarily be for a specific NAICS code. One additional thing I want to highlight on this page, I know on Senator Sherrod Brown's video recording, he mentioned about veterans in Ohio having access to different surplus properties. So the surplus property program is actually accessible to veteran-owned and service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses. And that program is housed at the Ohio Department of Development through the state of Ohio. All right, so eligibility requirements. So in order to get the service-disabled or veteran-owned certification, business owners must be either a veteran or a service-disabled veteran. And the CFR clauses are just the rules or regulations that will stipulate that, so you can look these up. But you do have to be a veteran or a service-disabled veteran in order to get the certification. You do have to be small. Your company does have to be small based on the SBA size standards for your company. And how we determine if your company is small is by your NAICS codes, the North American Industry Classification System, that identifies your industry. And on that size standards chart, either your company, it will either be based on your gross receipts or the amount of employees that you have. So if your company is small based on your NAICS code, that is one criteria. Also, the business owners have to be 51% has to be owned and controlled by one or more veteran. Also, the certification that's both for service disabled and for veteran owned. They have to be 51% owned and controlled. And if a veteran, maybe if a service disabled veteran is unable to manage the day-to-day operations on their own, they are able to, and maybe their spouse, they can appoint their spouse or a permanent caregiver to assist them in that, in the management of their company. In addition to the company being small, being owned by a veteran, being 51% owned and controlled, the company does have to register in SAM.gov. SAM.gov is the vendor portal at the federal level for all federal vendors where they do have to register. So if you're getting a direct award from an agency, if you're a prime contractor, you do have to register in SAM. If you're a subcontractor, you don't necessarily have to be registered in SAM, although I would advise that you do, as a subcontractor, be registered in SAM. Step number 3, in addition to being registered in SAM, all of the required documentation. I won't necessarily go into that today, but you can go to the website. I will give that on the next slide. And there is a fact sheet that lists all the required documentation for both service disabled, veteran owned, and for veteran owned. All right, here is just a picture for sam.gov. And if you are not registered in sam.gov, that is a wonderful opportunity where Apex counselors can help you to get registered in SAM. And here's the actual application process. Once you submit your application, there's the intake process where there's actually an analyst that will ensure that all your documents are received. They will validate that. They will validate that you are actually eligible based on the criteria that we just went over in the last slide. And then also the analyst will ensure that there are no missing documents. Next, on the assessment level, you do have an analyst that will confirm all of the documents that are there, clarify if anything needs to be clarified, if there are any questions that they may have, then they will go over that during the assessment process. Then after that, there's the decision process where there will be a reviewer that will make the final decision as it relates to the determination of yes, you are certified or no. A couple important things to note. This process used to be with the Department of Veterans Affairs. Now that it's been transitioned to the SBA, there is less documentation that is required than the previous process. They do have new software. And then again, as I mentioned, there is a reciprocal qualification. So if you do have, as a woman-owned or small business or an 8A small business, they do have that reciprocal aspect where if you're qualified as a WOSB or an 8A, you can get your veteran-owned or service-disabled veteran-owned certification easier. All right, so once you log into the SBA website, one of the first things that you will encounter is setting up your SBA user profile through My SBA. This is a new portal that the SBA has implemented, and it will be kind of all across all SBA. So any user, if you're coming to SBA for a loan, if you're coming for a certification, this is something that they're starting to implement, is setting up this My SBA user account. So once you log in, before you start your certification, if you don't already have an SBA account, if you got an EIDL loan in the past or a 7A loan, you should have an SBA account, but if not, you can set up one, and here are the steps for that. I will show the screen on the next page, but just logging into the account veterans.certified.sba.gov, and you click on the register, and just clicking on the registration button. Once you do that, just kind of going through this quickly. Here's the My SBA portal, where you just essentially are signing in as a user. You're setting up your name, your phone, your address, your personal details. Does somebody have a question? Okay. Logging into My SBA, just setting up your user account with your name, your phone, your address, personal details, security questions. Once that's set up, then you're able to begin the application process for the veteran certification. And as you can see, the Apply for Certification button on the left corner. And I just kind of threw in this slide, just if you are an agency or if you are looking to see if a company is already certified, you can click on the website and in the middle of the screen, search for a certified veteran-owned small business. So you can search by that company's name. You can search by that company's what's called a UEI, Unique Entity Identifier. You're familiar, that used to be DUNS. It's just a unique identifier for a company, kind of like a social security number for a company. You can search by the UEI. You can also search by state. You can search by DUNS. You can search by NAICS codes. So if you do want to find if a company is already certified, you can utilize this search button option. And that is just a quick overview. Again, we will work with the OU Apex to set up a more detailed webinar to kind of go over the steps of certification and then actually the documentation that will be required, hopefully sometime, either maybe at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. Are there any, I think there's a question here, does a CVE certified SDVOSV count as? So if someone, Jerry Pack, so if someone received their certification from the VA, if they were a service disabled veteran owned small business, not quite sure I'm understanding your question, Jerry. So if you can provide a little bit more clarity, I'll go on to the next one. If we have multiple businesses, I think this was sent to me directly, can we get all of the companies certified as VetCert? Great question, Quinn. I don't know if it's Quentin. If you have multiple companies, again, each of the companies would have to meet that eligibility criteria. So again, they would have to be 51% owned and controlled by a veteran or veterans. The company does have to be small, and you do have to look up that through the company's NAICS codes. So again, each individual company would have to go and meet the eligibility criteria for the veteran certification. It's not going to be for if you have a family, if you have a parent company, and then that parent has subsidiaries, each entity would have to get that veteran-owned certification on its own. Jerry Pack, is the certification free? Great question. Yes, there is no charge for that veteran certification. There is no fee for that. Yes. Jerry Pack, did you have any additional information that you wanted to add to your question? Wanted to make sure I checked in for that. Okay, just as I mentioned, there is a list of the required documentation. So there's a list for required documentation for both service disabled veteran owned and veteran owned. I do believe that they've kind of streamlined it. So maybe some of the additional documentation that they required in the past may, some of those things are no longer required, but there is a checklist that you can download from the SBA's website in order to determine that. And I don't think there are any additional questions.
Great, Shonda. Thank you for your presentation. It was really good.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Mark Clement from the Veterans Business Outreach Center, who's going to talk about the services they provide to veteran entrepreneurs.
Thank you, Karen. I assume everybody can see me and can see this. Yes.
We can see your presentation.
Okay, and you can hear me. Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for allowing us to participate in this presentation. My name is Mark Clement. I am a business counselor here at Vetbizcentral. We are a VBOC, a Veteran Business Outreach Center. Our mission is to assist veterans, active duty, Guard, Reserve members in the formation and expansion of their business. Any military member, really. We don't have any specific requirements as far as how long you've served and And although we're called a Veteran Business Outreach Center, we do work with active duty. So we assist the veterans, active duty, Guard, and Reserve members or their spouses. And there's a Mill Spouse initiative where an initiative to get more military spouses involved in this. So obviously, if a spouse was not in the military, you still qualify for this benefit that we offer. And we assist in informing and expanding a veteran-owned business. Our mission is simple. We empower veterans to realize their entrepreneurial dreams, one business at a time. We are funded by the Small Business Administration. We are one of 28 VBOCs around the country. There, beginning of this year, there were 22, and they've expanded that. And I think the objective here is to get a VBOC in every state. But there are 28 now. We cover Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana. We're a nonprofit, of course. And we've been here since 2005. We were one of the original VBOCs. And we are headquartered in Flint, Michigan, on Mott Community College's campus, and 2 million veterans in the 3 states that we serve: Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana. I think we are experienced entrepreneurs here, the business counselors here. I am a business counselor. I've had businesses. I'm a retired attorney. I identify as a lawyer, and retired about 10 years ago. Another one of the business counselors, the director here, Abron Andrews. He is a banker by trade, and another Matt Sherwood. He's another counselor here. He's the government contracting person, and what we do here is connect you to the relevant resource. We've heard discussion here previously about the various certifications available, and we assist that. We will have somebody call us and we don't know whether they're starting a hot dog stand on the corner, or they've got a manufacturing facility and they want to get certified to sell to the government. And it's everybody in between. I mean, you name it, and we've assisted them. And while we don't have all the right answers, I think that we get you to the relevant resource that will get you the right answers. We kind of triage when you come in. We kind of triage where you are at. Are you starting? Are you in business? Are you thinking about a business? Or do you just know you want to be in business and you don't know what it is yet? We will assist you with that. If it's certifications, of course, I've spent hours on the phone with a screen share, getting people through the VetCert process and getting registered with sam.gov. It's just a variety. If you're a veteran and you're starting a business or growing a business, contact us because we will get you to where you need to be. If you try and Google your way to it, we can save you a lot of time, because all 28 VBOCs around the country, we have kind of vetted the internet, and we know where you need to go. You want to start an LLC, I can get you in for Ohio, get you right onto the Ohio website and have your LLC in 5 minutes. People don't know what they don't know, and we help with that. Of course, Apex, all of our resource partners, Apex, the SBA, of course, we're funded by the SBA. The women's business centers that are out there, incredibly helpful. There is unbelievable amount of resources out there to assist in starting a business, especially for veterans. And we kind of pride ourselves on making you aware of what is out there. Because again, you just don't know what you don't know. Partner with SCORE. Many people benefit from a SCORE mentor. And of course, the states of Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. Although we're in Michigan, you know, I've got 3 big screens in front of me where we're very, very, very good here at maneuvering around the internet and helping you out. The SBDC, Small Business Development Center, again, a lot of people just aren't aware that those are out there, and very, very helpful, and we can make those contacts for you. We provide entrepreneurial training and counseling, one-on-one counseling to military members and or their spouses. Spouses in the military spouses have a kind of a uniquely positioned if they want to start a business. And generally, you want something that's a little bit portable because you may be across the country in a week. And if the portability of your business is maybe important. He assist clients with researching the feasibility of their business. Maybe you're thinking about a business, but it just may not be feasible. We'll help you with market and industry research. Industry research, we use something called IBIS World, very expensive tool if you were to try and purchase that personally, but we can provide you with reports from them depending on the industry. If you want to open a dog park, they've researched that industry. You name it, they've researched it, and much of what they have in a report will go into your business plan, which the next is business plan development. If you're gonna ever need a business plan, if you're gonna go to a bank or you're gonna look for some kind of capital access, the first thing that you're going to be asked is do you have a business plan? And we can help you develop that. The SBDCs can help you develop that. We use a third-party application called Live Plan. If you liveplan.com, normally that costs money for people to get access to that. If you go through us, we can provide you access to that. That develops a professionally formatted business plan in forecasts and things like that. You may have a product that you need to market test or a service. You want to test that out. We can assist that. Preparing for financing assistance. If you go into a bank and you need a loan to start your business, you don't just walk into a bank and say, I need a loan. There's going to be specific documentation that they're going to want to look at. And one of those is a business plan, of course, and we can help you with that. We do webinars specifically designed for preparing for financing. And then at some point you want to launch your business. And we talk about that. We have a separate webinar just on launching your business. We also, all the VBOCs around the country do the Boots to Business classes. That's kind of a 5,000-foot overview of entrepreneurship. You know, what's involved. I want to start a business and I don't know how to do it. That's what the Boots to Business classes are about. It's a day-long class. It goes from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. 8 modules, and you may decide then and there that you don't want to do it, and that is also helping people when people. We sometimes make people realize that being an entrepreneur and owning your own business is not going to be for me. And then the follow-up class to Boots to Business is called the Revenue Readiness class. That's done online through Mississippi State. They get into the weeds just a little bit more on what's going to be involved, and they will. I believe that's 6 weeks, and they will assist you once you're done with that class, you will have a business plan developed. This is live plan. This is what I just discussed about designing a business plan. This is just not a template. This application, you know, you have to populate it with a lot of data. It will do your forecasts for you. Of course, you have to populate it with you know, your revenue and expenses and things of that nature. And then it will format it for you. It will make it look nice, so you're not trying to do that on a Word document with the fonts and lower and bold and well, I need that larger and that smaller. Pictures, this will do all that for you. It's a great tool. Some of the training programs, again, up to Boots to Business. We do webinars, Operation Entrepreneur, which is a 4-part series: financing your business, launching your business, a couple other different modules to that. We also have webinars, doing business with the VA or government contracting in other arenas. And then we do tailored webinars. This is one we did for the Army and Air National Guard in Indiana, I believe. They had a specific time allotted for what they wanted to do. Mentoring programs, we provide clients with mentoring assistance. If you have a niche market, and we probably refer you to a SCORE for a mentor. SCORE is the largest one-on-one mentoring resource in the country, and they've been around for some years. We will assist you in researching specific markets. You know, you have market research and then you have industry research, 2 separate things. And we will assist you with both of those, and again, preparing for financing. Networking opportunities, there are workshops. We offer workshops: starting a business, government contracting, meet a lender. We just had one last week where we had lenders. It was an in-person where we had 5 different lenders meeting with prospective entrepreneurs about what's going to be involved in capital access to your business. Capital access always is a challenge. And then symposiums, you know, specifically tailored to, for example, empowering women in business, partnership, and things of that nature. And then we have a veterans meet and greet, where we just have an event where it's all veteran business owners. And you know, networking is a very important part of owning a business. The more relationships you have with other business owners, the better it is for everybody. And then Shonda discussed VetCert. Again, I've spent a lot of time on the computer with people getting through the VetCert process. It really is not a difficult process, but with any process, when hiccups are involved, we get you through that. And once you're certified, then of course we would refer you over to the professionals at Apex, and they will get deeper into it with you. Again, for referral services in Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana, the SBA, Apex, used to be called PTAC, SCORE, women's business centers, many of them in Michigan have access to capital. And you don't have to be a woman, so they work with anybody. And then the SBDCs, the Economic Development Centers, the ECDIs, down in Ohio, Economic and Community Development Center. And then the community development financial institutions, the alternative lenders that if you don't want to go to a bank, there are other ways to finance your business. And that is me. Certainly email or call if you you are thinking about starting a business or you have, don't hesitate to contact us. We are here to assist you. Any questions? Any questions about what we do and how to get a hold of us? We are very accessible. If you Google veteran entrepreneur, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, if you're in any one of those states, it's going to lead you to us. And I thank you. I thank you.
Yeah, there was one question in the chat, Mark, about if you help people navigate SAM.
When you mean registering, trying to get through the process?
This is providing training on navigating SAM.
Yes, the short answer is yes.
All righty. Thank you, Mark.
If you want to register with SAM or you're having difficulty registering with SAM, call us. We will assist you with that.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next up, we're going to have Lorraine Stevens from the Ohio Department of Transportation. She's going to be talking about how veteran business owners can do business with ODOT. Lorraine?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay? See my screen?
Yes.
Well, thank you all for, including me in this webinar. What great information that's been put out so far. So again, my name is Lorraine Stevens. I am a regional outreach manager for Central and Southeast Ohio for the Office of Outreach under the Division of Opportunity, Diversity, and Inclusion, which is known as ODI. So during this presentation, we're going to talk a little bit about ODOT and our ODI division, doing business with ODOT, with construction and consultant services, facility projects, procurement and quote opportunities. And then we'll talk a little bit about ODI updates and contact information. So some fun facts about Ohio. So Ohio ranges 34th in the terms of total area among the 50 states, and it is one of the smallest states west of the Appalachian Mountains. Ohio has the 5th largest interstate system with more than 8,000 lane miles, enough interstate to travel from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. about 3 times. So Ohio is centrally located within a day's drive of more than 60% of U.S. and Canadian populations, and Ohio has the nation's second largest total number of bridges, totaling 27,072. So about ODOT. So ODOT is responsible for a state's highway infrastructure system. So our mission is to provide easy movement of people from place to place. And a way to do that is to take care of what we have, make our system work better, improve safety, and enhance capacity. So we have 3 offices that fall up underneath the division of ODI. And it is led by Lauren Purdy, our deputy director. We have the Office of Business and Economic Opportunity, which is led by Deborah Green. This does all things DBE and SBE certification. They do our DBE and EDGE goal setting. They provide supportive services, and then they have the on-the-job training program. So we also have the Office of Civil Rights Compliance, which is led by Katie LaPlace. And this office covers everything prevailing wage, certified payroll, CUF monitoring, ADA, Section 504, and Title VI. And then we also have the Office of Outreach, which is led by Lynn Stevens. That's where I'm at. And we do statewide, regional district, and provide resources for DBE, SBE, MBE, and EDGE. We do business community resources. We provide that. DBE and small business webinars and workshops. We partner with federal, local, and state agencies and businesses development organizations. So applications for the DBE and SBE certification are handled in the Office of Business and Economic Opportunity. And then all the other certification, which is the MBE, EDGE, and Veteran Business Friendly Enterprise, that are all managed through the Department of Development. So, and like I said, that through ODOT, we handle the SBE and the DBE certification. So what is DBE certification, and then how do you qualify for it? So the Business and Economic Opportunity handles the DBE certification. This is for members that are reputably presumed to be socially and economically disadvantaged. Agencies that receive federal money you have funding through that, and that usually has a DBE goal. So you would have to manage and control your firm, meet SBA size standards, and then have a personal net worth not to exceed the 1.32 million. And then DBE has a current goal of 15.7% of federally funded highway construction design contracts. And then any agencies that receive federal funding could have a DBE goal. So such as ODOT, local LET, local cities, counties, transit systems, airports, and those that do highway business with the surrounding states. And then a DBE firm must still meet the size standards appropriate to the type of work the firm seeks to perform in DOT assisted contracts. So these size standards vary by industry according to the NAICS codes and defined by the Small Business Administration. So we have, the ODOT offices are divided into 12 districts, and we have 4 outreach managers that handle these 4 districts. We have Michelle Newman, and she is the regional outreach manager for districts 1, 2, and 3. And then we have Larry Brown, which is the Southwest Regional Outreach Manager that assists with or does districts 7, 8, and 9. And then we have Jennifer Christ. She's our Northeast Regional Outreach Manager for districts 4, 11, and 12. And then she also does statewide Hispanic efforts. And then of course, I have districts 5, 6, and 10, but I also assist with our initiative for our veterans as well. So doing business with ODOT through construction. So multiple ways to do business with ODOT, and one of these are construction. So because we provide safe and easy movement of people and goods from place to place, and to achieve that, to achieve our mission. So ODOT has its own internal workforce in which we do work for small projects, or we have contractors and consultants for projects who hire qualified subcontractors and consultants. So construction contracts are presented to prime contractors to bid on projects. So there are opportunity advantages to prime contractors and subcontractors who have certain certification. So federally funded construction projects may have a DBE goal, a DBE, which is disadvantaged business enterprise, or a construction project geared towards SBE, which is small business enterprise. Which are projects under 2 million or less, and they could be a prime on a project. So these 2 certifications, DBE and SBE, are provided through our office. So we also have EDGE goals on our projects as well. And then EDGE is a state certification. These certified firms can work as subcontractors and who can work on our projects as well. So all bidders, prime contractors, must be pre-qualified, and then prime contractors must self-perform 50% of the work. And primes and all subcontractors must be enrolled in the Ohio Bureau of Workmen's Compensation Drug-Free Safety Program or a comparable program approved by the OBWC. So there are 57 work types for ODOT projects. So if you provide any of these services, please check whether you need to be pre-qualified before pursuing work with ODOT projects. And there is links in all of on my slides, and they're workable links that could take you directly to these sites to find out more. So now we're doing business with ODOT construction, finding a project. So when you click on the link, again, all of these links are available when you get the the presentations, and it will take you directly to the bid letting pamphlet. That comes out twice a month. There's 1 to 60 projects per letting, which is about 800 per plus projects per year. So by selecting bid letting dates, you can directly display construction contracts. Now we're going to briefly move on to how to locate these opportunities. So for your convenience, I've included, again, links on both the construction projects and the procurement opportunities. Bidding construction projects, the slide depicts an example of a quick links where you can view items such as bidding documents, pre-bid questions, upcoming projects, and sold projects. And then if you click on the procurement opportunities, you can view the information such as current and upcoming invitations to bid, requests for purchases, or requests for information for vending contracts. And then you can also find out more about our consignment agreements and the ODOT cooperative purchasing program as well. So now we're going to just take a closer look at our bid letting pamphlets, and then here you can select the letting date listed, and then you can hit view report, and it's going to pull up that information. So here you'll be able to look at the project number, the PID number, the county, if it has a DBE goal, and then what kind of project that it is. And then as you scroll down through, you can review the section and item description to identify areas of work that you think your business can perform. And then item description can sometimes just define a physical item that can be placed, or blanketed description of work that can be performed, such as like erosion control. So doing business with ODOT construction. So now that you found a project in our bid letting, what's next after that? So if you found an area of the work that is of interest to you and you want to bid, the bidding document listing and the index of upcoming projects links currently show the same information. So if you click on the bid documents, it's going to take you to that information that's depicted here on the screen. So here you'll be able to look at the project number, the PID, the proposal numbers, the goal that's assigned to it through whether it be a DBE goal or an EDGE goal. Planned holders, you'll be able to view that, proposals, addendas for any changes, and then a link to the plans. So if you want to view more about the plans, you can take a look at the plan holder column. These prime contractors have requested the plans, and as a subcontractor, you can reach out to them and ask how your firm can become a subcontractor with the prime contractor, or providing services to fill the items. You do not have to be a DBE. You do not have to have any certifications to locate work with ODOT. You can still go under the same executive. If you have a business out there that you find something in the letting documents or the letting projects that you think you can fill or you can assist with, you can always go into here and look at the plan holders list, contact them, talk to them about your business, give them an elevator pitch of what kind of business that you do, and you can network that way. Like I said, you do not have to have any type of certification to locate opportunities through ODOT. So again, this is a closer look at the EBS column on the previous Excel sheet. You can click on the icon that looks like a piece of paper, and that takes you to the proposal. So proposals can be hundreds of pages, and these proposal notes are standard for all of our contracts. Primes have to adhere to all the proposal note items on here. So, and then if you look at the addenda, that just shows for changes that's been changed or added to the project. And then you just look for that sheet of paper and then it'll bring up the plans right here. So once you select a sheet, it will open up and it'll look sort of like this. This is where you can identify location of the project by the site map. You can look at specifications that might be specific to the certain items on the project. There are courses that you can take on reading plans, and then that is located on our local technical assistance program, which it means, which is short for that is LTAP. You can search for that through the Ohio Department of Transportation that can assist you with that as well. So doing business with ODOT, local let. So these are local entities, which are cities, counties, townships, and municipalities. On the right-hand side of the page, you can see bid notices. You can click on that, and then you can select by the year as well. So once you select a bid notice, you can click under the county route section, and you can access a little more information regarding the project. And then the project list by year provides primary work categories and estimated work award dates. So contract project administrators directly or contact the project administrators directly to find out when projects is going to be advertised, because projects are only advertised a minimum of 3 weeks. So note, information remains on the website for about 1 month from posting date. So definitely reach out to them to find out more information about it. So doing business with ODOT, SBE set aside program. So the construction projects gears towards small business enterprise certified contractors and consultants. These certifications are provided through ODOT. So construction projects are geared towards small businesses. And again, they're provided through ODOT. They're federally funded contracts. They are race, gender neutral programs, and they are projects that are 2 million. And they can include, so construction, I'm sorry, let me go to the next screen. They can include the culvert replacement and different stuff like that. So a small business enterprise set aside, this is the link to the site to apply and to find out more information. You can access the SBE certification documents. You can access the listings of SBE firms, and then you can access a list of upcoming SBE projects as well. So firms, this is how the opportunities look, which is very similar to the bidding documents. So at least 30% can be subcontracted, and that means that or 30% that you'll perform the work and 70% can be subcontracted. So it's a really great opportunity for a small business to participate in a smaller project. So doing business with ODOT consultant services. So contracts not directly related to physical construction, such as design of roadway, planning studies, environmental services, inspections, surveying, map, right-of-way acquisitions, and task orders. So these are geared towards the engineering, design, and development. So programmatics requests for letter of interest are issued 3 times per year, January, May, and September. These are the dates for the next year. So those are all updated. So the last one of the year was scheduled just this last September 5th. So we're now working on next year's dates. So I would like to emphasize that the construction estimate for the physical building of a project, so the cost of the design, the project is different and is negotiating with ODOT and the prime consultant that is selected for the project. So again, so you can look at the district. The district tells where the project is, the construction cost on how much, the project description, and then the consultant work description as well. So these are contacts for you to reach out for consultant services. All of them are been updated and verified. So doing business with ODOT facility projects. So projects that are related to ODOT, such as for construction and facilities, this is administered through the Ohio Facility Construction Commission. The website for that is at ofcc.ohio.gov. And EDGE certification is administered through the Department of Development, and these are state funded. So here's what the website looks like when you go to OFCC. So once you enter the website, you would click on Project Opportunities tab and then click on the search bids and request for quotes. So that'll take you to that location to where you'll be able to look at it, and it'll show like the bid name, the project owner, and then all of that together. So you'll be able to go in there and look more in that information as well and get that. So doing business with ODOT, procurement and quote opportunities, goods and services. So this screen depicts on how it looks if you click on that link to take you to the procurement. So you will be able to see upcoming invitations to bid, upcoming requests for proposals or requests for information, and then the current purchasing contracts as well for MBE opportunities. So, so this is a screenshot for upcoming invitations to bids. Note that the open date of the contract at the Office of Administrating the contract and the price. So these are some of the things that you will take a look at when you're looking for invitations to bid. So the 800 series contracts for the set aside are for MBE only. So this is a snapshot of some of the MBE set aside projects, but not all of them. And these are not current, as you can see, but at the link will take you to that site for you to look up the 800 series as well. So Ion Wave. So both suppliers and contractors can benefit from registering with the Ion Wave portal, not only just suppliers. So it's a e-quote system. It's for purchases of 2,500 to 50,000. You can view current, closed, awarded, and non-awarded opportunities. Register in Ion Wave to automatically receive bid notices, and then no certifications are needed to respond to bids. So, and this is what the page looks like when you click on that. So this is the screenshot. And then you can see current, closed, and awarded contracts here. So once you look at bid opportunities, this is how it would look. So again, so this would be current bids, and then that's what you're looking. So they're asking for a request for quote for each of these things here. You would have to go in there and look at the most updated listing using that link. So it also it provides information about the particular bid opportunity, and then you'll contact the ODOT person, which is listed on the right-hand side of the page. She's the one who can assist with that. And that would be with any request for quote that you would click, it would show the contact information to the side. So if you are a certified VBE, Veteran Business Enterprise, which is state funded, through the Department of Development, a VBE can be 5% above the lowest bid, and the VBE will win the bid. So definitely go in there and take a look at that Ion Wave quote, and then where you can start looking and bidding on opportunities. So Ohio Pays and ODOT Ion Wave are not the same. So they are connected in the way that a vendor who wants to be paid for their work must be registered as a supplier for the state of Ohio and receive a supplier ID number. So Ohio Pays is a system where businesses and individuals register as a payee, monitor payments, and update the profile when needed. The pay types would be listed there, and then any individual or organization who receives funding from the state of Ohio will need to sign up for this. So any entity that provides goods or services, a DODD provider, grant recipient, state fair recipient or entertainer, and then certain Department of Taxation refund recipients as well. So career opportunities. So during the winter season, ODOT hires temporary seasonal employees who have a Class A or B commercial driver's license. Employees get paid $19.50 per hour and may work up to 40 hours or more per week. Excuse me. Employees will be driving ODOT vehicles and equipment and need to have only 3 months experience in operating basic equipment or a commercial truck. So job duties may include snow removal with a dump truck, flagging and directing traffic, perform general labor by using various hand tools, spread gravel, repair guardrails, shovel snow, pick up litter, wash trucks. So it could just be such a slew of many things. There are 12 ODOT districts, like we covered before, throughout the state of Ohio. So employment starts in the fall and winter, which is happening now. And then you can get on to careers.ohio.gov and take a look and see which districts is hiring for that right now. And then I know that through the CDL drivers, ODOT will also assist veterans who has a military driver's license. There's some things that they can do to kind of use that to in their training, so, and transfer over. So ODI updates. So currently we have the Brent Spence Bridge project that's out there right now. So this is a critical link in the important 8-mile corridor from Western Hills Viaduct in Ohio to Dixie Highway in Kentucky. The bridge is structurally sound and will remain in service for decades to come. So funding from the Infrastructure and Job Investment Act will support construction of a new companion bridge, not a replacement, as well as updates to the existing bridge and the interstate network throughout the corridor. So the current anticipated project cost is $3.6 billion, which would be shared by each state. The cost of the companion bridge will be split 50-50 by Ohio and Kentucky, and which will will pay for the approach work on the respective end of the bridge. The current estimate for each state are $2 billion for Ohio and then $1.6 billion for Kentucky. There's a lot of opportunity there, a lot of opportunity for growth if you're a small business. And if you want more information about that, please contact me. And with that said, so with DBE and DNI resources, so the project team wants to do everything possible to go way beyond federal and DBE and DNI requirements. The people who bring this transformation to life should hold up the mirror to the people it will serve for years to come. So after all, DNI isn't just about making things fair. It has been proven time and time again that promoting diversity and inclusion leads to increased innovation, creativity, and problem solving. A diverse workforce and diverse contractor brings unique perspective and experiences that will lead to more effective and efficient results. So to make this happen, the project team has established a diversity and inclusion outreach advisory committee to connect and engage with the DBE and DNI related companies. So over the next course of multi-year project, the committee members will attend related regional events, host networking events to connect these businesses with participating contractors, develop material design to help and process flow smoothly, and more. Larry Brown is our outreach manager that is the outreach manager that's working on this project as well. I will show our mapping, and then if you have more questions about that project, please reach out to him as well. So so you can sign up for newsletters, get bid opportunities. If you are an already established DBE certified firm, we have a CEI, a company that helps with through supportive services as well, that helps with a whole slew of things as business plans, elevator pitches, capability statements, just an abundant amount of information that they provide. And then again, you can sign up for our monthly newsletter just to get all the information about upcoming bid opportunities, and then all of our webinars that is coming out, and all of our information that might be that you might find useful. So, so outreach webinars, you can go ahead and click on that. It's going to show you a whole list of what our webinars are, and then our DBE and EDGE capability statement databases. You can take a look at that as well. It could show you some examples of what's already out there. Here is our contact. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm happy to assist with, helping you locate those opportunities for businesses by having one-on-one, or if you coming to some of our webinars, or if you have any questions on how to become DBE certified, we can be a great liaison between you and the DBE certification team as well. And that would be the end of my presentation.
All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Lorraine. That was a great presentation. Now we're going to be bringing up our next speaker, and we're going to be having Vicki Hawthorne, who's the procurement specialist with the Central Ohio region in Franklin County. Vicki, take it away.
I'm here, just trying to get situated here. Thank you. Great, great, great. It's a pleasure to be able to talk about Apex Accelerator today. I tell you, there's been a lot of information covered today. I've been in this space helping businesses support government contracting for nearly 4 decades. And I tell you, each session, each networking, each webinar you attend, you learn something new. And definitely that's where Apex Accelerator comes in. I'm just going to take a few minutes to talk a little bit about our services. I want to kind of start and kind of tell you, we've been around a while. And actually, I'd mentioned the 4 decades. I worked with when they were called Procurement Technical Assistance Centers since the mid-90s. It started back in '85 as the Procurement Technical Assistance Program. Then it evolved to, in 2020, name change, Apex Accelerators. So if I slip and call it PTech, bear with me, because again, nearly 4 decades calling it another name. But anyways, the goal is the same, and even a little bit more accountability on us as PTAC, see, I did it, Apex counselors, and as the small businesses getting that support. But the program focuses on building a strong, sustainable, resilient supply chain, U.S. supply chain. And in the effort to perform on contracts with DOD, Department of Defense, other federal agencies, state and local governments. The program is funded through federal, state, and local government, educational institutions, economic development organizations, Chamber of Commerce's. But the Apex Accelerator places emphasis on helping underserved businesses, designed for the promotion of diversity and inclusion, and guiding them throughout the government procurement process. Apex Accelerator's goal is increasing the number of DIB ready, we call that Defense Industrial Base Ready, and GIB ready, Government Industrial Base Ready, which includes the local and state governments, readiness in doing business with the government. And it's including the service disabled, veteran-owned businesses, small businesses located in hub zones, historically underutilized business zones, small disadvantaged business, women-owned small businesses, and other underserved small businesses. Now, Apex Accelerator services, we can help your business with the System for Award Management registration and other registrations needed for government contracting at the various levels of government. Definitely connect with us we can help navigate that. There's so many registrations out there, and there's so many, they're always making updates to these registrations. Definitely reach out to us. And I need to add, our services are at no cost. You may run into these email with these third parties that are trying to get you registered, and they'll charge you a fee. Of course, there's those third parties out there and they're charging fees. Definitely connect to your Apex Accelerator, because there is no cost, again, for our services. We can help identify potential agencies that buy your goods or services. We also offer a free bid match service, and we also help you find those bid opportunities, whether it's as a prime contractor or as a subcontractor. Other services we provide are helping you develop marketing strategies, because you'll need to get in there, see who's bought the item, see who the forecast information, see who's currently has postings on the variety of bid boards. We can help you kind of peel back those layers. And I can tell you the expertise of these Apex Accelerators. I'm humbled and blessed to be a part of this group. They're retired proposal writers that were civil servants, contracting officers, buyers, entrepreneurs, retired professional in the professional professions, attorneys, accountants. Again, it's an entire network of counselors, and Ohio University, actually state of Ohio in general, has a phenomenal network of counselors. But certifications, we can help you determine your eligibility and even work with you to complete those certifications. And the Hub Zone Service Disabled Veteran, the veteran-owned, woman-owned, economically disadvantaged woman-owned, any of those certifications, the state level, the city level, any of those certifications, definitely you would want to reach out to your Apex Accelerator. I know there's plenty of resource partners out there, and all of them do a great job. Definitely take advantage of all the resources out there and make your own recipe using collectively these resource partners that are at no cost to you. We can also help you understand those solicitations and help you assist in the bid process. I have a couple clients now. I think there's about 3 that are bidding, and they're drafting up their proposal, and we're having conversation and meeting, and we're peeling back the layers to make sure we won't write the bid for you. Definitely won't do that, but we will help review the bid and help you be confident that you are submitting a bid that best describes your capability and capacity. Definitely, we have co-sponsor and sponsor workshops on a variety of topics. Definitely let us know what areas that you are interested in getting more information and more training, because it's a lot. It's a lot. We also are looking for innovators. So we also help with those maximizing what avenue to go with those innovation opportunities. And you've probably heard of cybersecurity with all the threats that there are these days. We do have a program that will provide our clients some assistance if you meet a couple requirements for that no-cost assistance. Again, I kind of mentioned we can help you register. These are just a couple of the entities. I tried to get ODOT on there, but I couldn't get the logo right. So definitely there's ODOT, there's a variety with SAM, SBA, Ohio Buys. That's something to navigate, and we do help with that, even to get your, when you're working with Department of Defense, getting in to get paid with that, the PI system and other capabilities with that system. And even if you're in the parts business as spare parts with Defense Logistics Agency, navigating those applications, whether it's the registration or actually navigating. I saw the question in there, helping you navigate in SAM. We definitely can schedule sessions to help you navigate, to maximize the use of these tools, because the information is out there. It's just trying to ensure that you're not going down that rabbit hole as long. You know, you could be on these sites all day and find nothing. Reach to your Apex Accelerator. You best believe we don't want to stay down those rabbit holes as long as you could. Another tool, now there are some no-cost market research tools like usaspending.gov, that's no cost. You can go in there now and kind of navigate. We could help you have those sessions and peel back the layers on some of the features to maximize your use there. There are also a couple applications that the state of Ohio Apex Accelerator has paid for the fees, because normally these fees are pretty, they're pretty steep for a small or emerging business to include in their, expenses. We do have access to these tools: FedMind, Haystack Gold, Easy, GovOps, GovSpend, and other tools to kind of dig a little deeper if we need to. And we do have access to those type of tools. One of the things that assistance we provide is the capability statement. I know you can't see it very well, but definitely we help you craft that capability statement, that your first exposure, that would be a focus in your networking events or as you're reaching out for potential business. Now, you may have a variety of capability statements, and you probably should have in your arsenal based on who you're reaching out to and what market you're trying to target. But you should have one main one-page capability statement, and we will help you create that tool to maximize your use and reaching out to these government entities and even these large business contractors that need to work with small businesses. I know I've provided a lot of information, but I want to give you what your next steps are. First thing, schedule a session with your Apex Accelerator counselor. That's first and foremost. Let's have a conversation, see where we can assist. We're pretty resourceful, and we not only have the state of Ohio network, we have a nationwide network. We can assist with your certifications and your registrations. And a little side note, our counselors within the state of Ohio have completed some SBA training to assist in those certifications. We can assist, as I mentioned, to help with those capability statements and to help with developing those sales and marketing strategies. This is the state of Ohio map showing our regions. It shows the counselors that are in place currently for the state of Ohio. And if you just by chance might be outside of the state of Ohio, we do have a link you see in the middle with the purple background. That's where, no, not that one. It's the last one. That's the national, where you can find the locator nationally. If you're in Ohio and you haven't connected with an Apex Accelerator, I think I did say PTEC too. If you've connected with your Apex Accelerator, you're already good to go. Reach out to them, tell them you attended a session and you're ready to get even more busy. If you haven't connected with your Apex Accelerator, you can locate the one closest to your area. This is the Apex Accelerator, Ohio University, Central Ohio region. This is the team, and I'm Vicki Hawthorne, and I will turn the floor back over to my boss.
Well, thank you, Vicki. That was a great presentation. My name is Karen Weibel. I'm the Central Ohio Associate Director for Apex Accelerator, also from Apex Accelerator. On here, you heard of beginning is Sharon Hopkins Snyder, who is our Ohio University Director for the Apex Accelerator. I'd like to thank all of our tremendous presenters here today. Thank you, Mr. Wyke and Mr. Cook, for being here from Senator Brown and Senator Vance's offices, the folks from the state of Ohio, SBA, the VBOC, ODOT. I'd like to open it up now to any questions that you may have. Feel free to put them in the chat, or if you would like to take yourself off of mute and ask a question. We've thrown a lot at you. I was drinking from the fire hose today. But we're here to answer any questions that you do have.
I have a question.
Go
I'm
ahead,
always
Vicki.
asking a question. I would like to know from the audience who is new to Apex Accelerator. I'd like to see if there are anyone has not heard of Apex Accelerator. Well, it may be that we're all clients. Definitely reach out to us.
I see, Sean, that you've taken yourself on, putting yourself on camera. If you want, do you have a question? You want to take yourself off of mute?
No, I don't have any questions at this moment. I just joined about a half hour ago. So.
Okay, thank you. Well, if I don't see any or hear any questions, I guess I'm going to thank you all for attending. Sharon, do you want to say any last words? Oh, wait, Nathan. Nathan does have a question.
Actually, not really a question. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
No, I just want to say I've been working with my local Apex Accelerator, and one of the best things that ever happened, and it's actually helped me get some jobs now, is I'm already CVE certified SDVUSB, but putting together and getting those bid search results and the automatic updates from SAM and Apex, like I just got a job with National Park Service, and it just seeing the job, especially meet your set aside, then meet your NICS code. That's what I would recommend anyone who hasn't done that, like get with your Apex Accelerator. They can make a big difference the way you can operate.
Thank you for that, Nathan. Vincent, I see you've taken yourself off mute. Do you have a question?
No, I don't have a question. Actually, I just want to thank Miss Vicki because she helped me earlier this year with my SDVOSB. She was very helpful. So I haven't talked to her since, but I just wanted to say thank you. That's all.
Vicki is awesome. Do we have any? Are there any other questions? All right, I guess that's going to wrap things up then for today. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all of our attendees for coming in today. And please reach out and we'll do our best to help you. And thank you to all our presenters for your time today. It is greatly appreciated, and all the support you provide to our veteran business community here in Ohio.
Everyone take care.